Need to stop rocking.
Hello, we're on.
Welcome to Crypto Warehouse News. Today is September the 24th.
Yep.
I am Mike, and I am with Julian.
Hello.
And Brogan.
Hello.
A few updates and a bit of housekeeping before we start. We have new
Look at
microphones.
them bad boys.
They're a little bit smaller.
Yeah, but
So-
powerful.
We feel a little bit more impotent than we normally feel with
No,
our
I don't.
big furry microphones.
No, this is like a little Napoleon, this. Very small, but think of the power that's behind it. Beautiful.
Well, today we've got all the normal crypto news.
Yep.
But before we start, I think Julian wants to give us a bit of a recap about the budget yesterday.
The mini UK budget.
The mini UK budget,
Yeah,
indeed.
Great news on two scores. One, they're increasing the tax-free rate on stamp duty.
Are they?
Yep. No tax to pay on the first 250 grand that you spend.
Wow.
First time buyers, I think, has gone up to about 600 grandish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Quite good, that.
yeah.
And the other thing is, if you're a foreign traveller, you can claim your VAT back again. Love that stuff.
Well, when I saw because you know the pound's gone to $1. No,
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has appreciated it. It is just me.
Well, no. This is for a country. This is fantastic because now everything in England is on sale.
Yeah,
So if you're American, European, Asian, Chinese,
you're in there.
you're in. So the reason it's dropped is they don't think we can repay the debt.
Right.
And the reason we've done it is to force demand up to repay the debt. The problem is you can't put demand up when you're suffering from 10% inflation.
No, it is a big gamble.
It is a big gamble.
But
So
time will tell.
time will tell. Anything else from it? Any other little nuggets? Or was
Nothing
that?
else concerned me, so I just didn't read it.
And this was Quasi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine Bicester Village will be absolutely chocker.
I know, actually, they've scrapped the upper tier of tax,
Yes.
income tax, haven't they?
40% again, innit?
Yeah. For everybody over 50,000, is it?
I think so.
So,
That's seen as a bad thing. I never understand that.
well, I don't earn anywhere near that, so it never.
No, that's just a dream.
It's just a dream.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Right, Brogan.
Bitcoin prices.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's have a little look at
The Bitcoin prices.
the Bitcoin
Alright, so
price.
today
The
it's at
exciting news.
19 grand. If I go to 7 days really quickly. Lowest it was at was around 18,300.
Yep,
It was at 20 grand earlier this
It was.
week.
it was.
You know, the current price is 19 grand.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say. We're crabbing.
Yeah.
Boring. It could be like this for another year. You've got plenty of time to DCA into
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Can we create a bit of music for over the top of this for future?
For the Bitcoin bit.
Yeah. Do we get problems though with infringement rights?
Well, it depends.
If we change the lyrics, I mean, because we could have Bob Marley's "We're Jamming"
Yeah.
and just change it to "We're Crabbing."
Well, if
Just
we
playing in behind us,
Well, if
broken it out.
we recorded ourselves with our own voices, it'd probably be fun, actually.
yeah.
It
Probably
has
fun.
limitations, that idea.
Sorry?
But anyway,
Well, we
just an idea.
change your voice to sound better.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about being tone deaf like me. So, word on the bird.
Yes. Word on the bird today. So we've got this image from the... there we go. So
I think Plan B. This is Plan B's tweet.
yes, it is. So Bitcoin is a fraud, and what price did we get it at? So we've actually got an article to go along with this word on the bird.
We can't. This is incredulous. This is something which they do every damn time. They constantly tell you one thing.
Don't use they. You
Sorry.
sound like a conspiracy theorist again.
The banks.
Yes.
The financial institutions.
Correct. Yeah.
They do this all the time. Sorry, Brogan.
So the article alongside of this image is JP Morgan CEO calls crypto decentralized Ponzi schemes. So, while testifying before United States lawmakers, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon referred to himself as a major skeptic on crypto tokens, which you call currency, like Bitcoin, labeling them as decentralized Ponzi schemes. He sees value in blockchain, decentralized finance, DeFi, ledgers, smart contracts, and tokens that do something. Dimon had once described Bitcoin as a fraud and has reiterated in the past that he has no interest in backing the sector. Despite Dimon's views on the cryptocurrency space, JP Morgan has been pushing into the blockchain technology space.
Ridiculous.
The financial giant launched its own in-house stablecoin, JPM Coin, in October 2020. JP Morgan also became the first major bank in the metaverse. JP Morgan has been hiring new staff to push into the blockchain and crypto space. Most recently announced on September 9th that it has hired former Microsoft executive Tahrim Campton.
Don't worry about his
Is
name.
Dylan? Is he called Dylan? Did you say?
Yes.
No, you've heard of Tin Man.
Yeah.
This is Dim Man.
Yeah, but what's his proper name?
I don't know, Dim Man.
Because I hope he's watching this.
He won't be watching this.
Because he's got no idea that this is going on, has he?
No.
Behind his back.
Behind his
Been
back.
employing people.
Yeah.
Doing all sorts of stuff until he looks an idiot now.
Yeah. It's like he's a security guard
Yeah.
standing in front of a jewellery shop,
Yeah.
which all of his mates are robbing,
Yeah.
while he's standing there saying, everything's fine,
Yeah.
I've got this place on lockdown,
Yeah.
we are tight. Meanwhile, it's being emptied. There's
Yeah.
satchels flying everywhere, there's people running away on bikes, cars driving off with all the jewellery.
Yeah.
The man's a clown.
It's either that or he's doing it on purpose to try and lower the price.
He wouldn't be the first,
No.
and he won't be the last.
No.
And I mean, the banking oversight committee in America. There was a little video on Twitter Tuesday this week or Wednesday this week, and one of the oversight committee was a young lady who was the assistant to the chair, and the chair basically said, "This is her last meeting on the oversight committee." And then they all laughed, and she said, "Yeah, I'm going to go and join Bank of America," or wherever it was. And the guy from Bank of America laughed and says, "Yes, she's going to come and work with her father."
Oh, no.
So everybody
Yeah.
is in bed together. Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're all in bed together.
Yeah.
And when they come out and say things like this, it's so blatant. And
But people these days don't read beyond the headline.
no, they don't. They'll see the headline, it's a scam,
Yeah.
and they'll believe him.
Yep.
Meanwhile, and Bank of America and all of these banks have come out and said, "Yeah, we're not going to do anything with crypto." We all know that they have their own OTC crypto teams in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah. I mean, I think what it is that these big, like organisations which are like known for other things, similar with Nasdaq. I think it was, but obviously there's a bit different situation. But they tell the general public that it's a scam, which then discourages adoption. So then develop their own space in like in cryptocurrency, and then they're gonna go back on their words in the future, and then they've already facilitated their own like centralized system for people to go buy proxy buy Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah.
In a year's time or 2 years' time, we've got our podcasts already made because we just revisit these
Yeah,
and look at what they're then saying in 2 or 3 years' time.
True.
And
exactly.
it will be a 180-degree flip.
If you're a big bank, it's going to take you 12 to 18 months to get this department up and running. In 12 to 18 months, we're going to be approaching the Bitcoin halving again. The price is then going to rocket.
Yeah.
Their tune is going to change to, crypto's had more adoption. It's now had regulation in place because America, the UK, Europe, they'll have. So now it's not a scam. Now it's not a Ponzi.
Yeah.
By the way, we now sell you Bitcoin.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
At which point they've been buying it at $18,000 and you're going to come in and buy it off them for $90,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, I quite like that one this week.
Yeah, that was good.
Next, we have, when I bring it up, what's next, Brogan?
UNICEF.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice, this one. From the title, anyway. UNICEF Giga NFTs to connect schools in developing countries to internet. Seems pretty nice. Developed countries often take for granted the ubiquity of the internet, but the reality is that some 2.9 billion people still don't have a connectivity to the World Wide Web. A UNICEF-led initiative is tackling this dilemma in a novel way through a joint venture with the International Telecommunication Union. I think that says for who led to the creation of Giga in 2019, which I assume is the NFT collection or something like that.
Yeah.
Giga has made strides in connecting schools to the internet in developing countries around the world. Giga uses machine learning to scan satellite images to identify schools on an open source map. To date, it has pinpointed over 1.1 million schools across 49 countries and connectivity data for a third of these schools. Giga teamed up with Dutch artist Bachman Bremer to launch a collection of 1,000 procedurally generated NFTs minted on the Ethereum blockchain. The NFTs were produced using Giga's school data to represent those with and without internet connectivity. That's quite nice of them. The NFT public sale raised about 240 ETH in total, which was valued at $700,000. And this is a quote from Kinj. I don't know who that is. I think NFTs also provide a really interesting use case. One of the things that we're starting to look into is what does philanthropy look like for the next generation of people. So Kinj believes that NFTs can provide a closer connection to donations, highlighting their use to track the impact of donations through the ownership of a specific school's NFT, and monitor when the funds raised are cashed in or to pay for internet connectivity. So that was that article.
Interesting, that.
Very nice.
It is.
And it's cool with the that the NFTs are generated using data from the individual schools or schools. Which I don't know how that exactly works. I'm looking at
I like the philanthropy bit as well.
Well, I was going to mention this to you because, and Brogan will know about this as well, some of the T-shirts that you buy have the QR codes on, don't they? And that shows you
the source of origin.
The source of origin. And if you remember when we watched Grand Designs the other week,
the house
had the QR code on that showed you every screw, bolt, plank of wood that was in the house.
Yeah.
And the big cynical issue we have at the minute with charities is the reports were that 30% of money you donate to a charity actually goes to the charity and 70% goes in the pockets of...
Yeah, you've no way of tracking where it's gone, have you?
No. But with this...
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
And I guess you can keep watching what it's actually doing.
Yeah.
And where it is.
Yeah.
Great idea.
It is.
Yeah.
The problem we've got with this is this needs to be rolled out on a larger and larger scale.
Yeah, but great that UNICEF are in so early.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, good that.
So I think this is big. What do you think, Brogan?
Are
you? So let me ask you a question. Sorry. Yeah. Your age range, your age bracket, are they the kind of people that would want to buy an NFT to see where their money goes directly to, or would you just want to give your £20 to charity?
I think so. I mean, a lot of people, there's a lot of younger people who go on about, charity and things like that, and they're very the way they've grown up is a very more
giving,
community-based type of growth. Like you see, and also another thing with crypto is the fact that these new apps. Okay, so I'm using the example of TikTok, for example, how fast that grew. Well, if we make NFTs easier to buy, I think with the age range I'm in, the speed of which people are able to adapt to newer technology would allow for NFTs to be adopted easier in the younger generation. And I also think I see a lot online from younger people who go on about third world countries and charity and things like that. And there's a lot of things at my age range where people just give to charity and things like that. So I think this is a really good thing, and I really think people my age would like to see that it's definitely going to someone and helping or seeing the history of it, for example.
I think once your 20 quid's gone, it's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And you can tell people I've sent 20 quid. But there is a big part of it if you've got an NFT that shows, and you can show people as a conversation starter. This is where it's gone. This is what I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah. I know your age range donates more to charity than any other age range, don't they, at the minute?
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. And when they move on to fractionalised NFTs, if you imagine each one of those schools is an NFT,
yeah, that would be good.
You could fractionalise each school. So then rather than having to own 10,000 NFTs, you could actually own a fraction of each project. So each NFT becomes a project.
That would be a good idea.
That'd be a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get there.
It would incorporate the community idea even further.
Yeah.
And would probably get people to go, okay, I'm donating to this community cause.
Yeah.
Community caused,
It's a lot more personal, I think.
Yeah.
No, I completely
It feels
agree.
a lot closer to what you're trying to give the money for.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Definitely.
idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Every time I pick up my phone, it takes the menu off my phone and I have to refresh it again.
Is it another technical issue?
It's another technical issue. Now,
Snowball.
you'll like this one. Putin rushing in to crypto.
So, Russia, one step closer.
It was a good one, that.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was good.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd.
Yeah,
Very tough crowd. Very tough crowd.
Russia one step closer to using Bitcoin, crypto, and international trade as central bank finance ministry agree on draft bill.
I wonder why this is happening.
The Russian Ministry of Finance and its central bank have agreed on a draft bill allowing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments for international trade settlements. The agreement follows a previous report in which Moziv stated it was impossible for Russia to conduct international trade without the use of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies due to current circumstances concerning sanctions. President Vladimir Putin...
Who gave those sanctions, I wonder, against Russia?
You're off again, aren't you?
Europe, UK, America have sanctioned Russia, taken them out of the CHAP system so they can't make payments, then forced them to default on their loans. Sorry, carry on.
President Vladimir Putin then announced his support for the ministry's bill, citing Russia's competitive advantage with natural resources. The Ministry of Energy and the Federal Tax Service has commented on how Bitcoin can help small businesses or allude to interdepartmental conversations on the matter of international trade.
What are your thoughts on forcing Russia down this path by blocking them from using the international payment system?
I think that they should have blocked them. You've got to make them pay for what they're trying to do, unfortunately. And I think that's why this I see as a bit of a negative news for the whole crypto industry. It's negative connotation to be attached to Russia. I understand what you're going to say. The bigger picture, once all this dies down, is more adoption. But at the moment, it's being spun as bad negative news that crypto's a dirty way to actually deal with things.
Yeah.
2 days ago, the head of Europe was asked a question about what happens when right-wing parties win in places like Hungary.
And Italy.
In Italy. And she turned around and said, we have tools to keep these countries in line. Now, you're part of a community, which is the European Union, and the head of the European Union is turning around and saying that we are basically going to put financial restrictions on your trade if you don't do as we say. Now, that doesn't sound like a club that you'd want to be part of.
No.
That sounds like it's enforcement. I know what Russia have done, and it's wrong, and they shouldn't have done it, and people are dying, and there needs to be sanctions in place. But using the same sanctions against people, it's what America has been doing for the last 50 years. They've got the global reserve currency. And China and Russia, who are the other two superpowers, they are now going to be able to switch their payments from the petrodollar to crypto. So what's going to happen to the US dollar as a reserve currency? It's not going to be the reserve currency for much longer if Saudi Arabia, Russia and China are bypassing the dollar.
Yeah.
And then what about sanctions? You can't sanction a country that is using Bitcoin or Ethereum to trade. So you're forcing countries who you don't like to use a system which cannot be censored and controlled. And that's the problem.
Totally agree with you, but at the moment for us, this is negative spin. Because all the countries that you've just mentioned are portrayed in a certain way.
They are, yes.
And they're now being attached to something in a certain way.
Canada's another example. So
Yeah, that won't get talked about.
because it's too small a country.
And it's Canada. We like Canada, don't we?
Yeah, I do.
But
Nice people from Canada.
Canada
Hey.
froze the bank accounts of people that donated to the truckers who were protesting in Canada.
Yeah, but shh.
Exactly. But the point of the matter is, this isn't about Russia.
No, it's not.
This is about censoring.
Yeah, it's about media spin.
It's about censoring your use of your currency. That's what this is about. Russia's a great example because it's a massive country. We could have used Canada
Yeah.
and said, look at what they're doing in Canada. You could have avoided this if you used Bitcoin. So it's all about how countries are using. We don't like wars anymore because wars kill people.
Yeah.
And that's portrayed, like you say, in the press. That's a negative spin.
Yeah.
So what's the war of the future going to be? It's either going to be electronic, cyber attacks, whatever, or it's going to be financial. And cryptocurrency, whether it's Canada or whether it's Russia, gives you a way to circumvent financial warfare.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Now, if China and Russia start using it, what's to stop all the other Eastern European countries and Asian countries
Oh,
using
they
it?
will.
They will, exactly. So although I completely agree, it's negative because people are going to say, oh, Bitcoin in Russia, Russia is using Bitcoin to get around the sanctions, etc. I completely agree. But when all of this dies down and the war hopefully finishes sooner rather than later, you're going to have a system in place that 70% of the world is using, which cannot be censored by America and Europe.
Yeah.
So I think longer term, it's forcing the adoption
Oh, it is, definitely.
rather than
Yeah.
anything else. But at the minute, I completely agree. The negative spin on this is bad for crypto and bad for Bitcoin. But I think 2 years down the line, we might remember that Russia started using it during their invasion of the Ukraine.
Probably not.
But people have got very short-term
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah.
Right, I haven't managed to kill the menu this time. Now we're on to Crypto Sings. Another great title for an article here.
These are good. I've looked at some of the articles we're going to read next, and they seem quite a bit more light-hearted and fun articles. So we'll start with this one. Compared to Russia being sanctioned.
Political debate is what the channel's all about, isn't it? Free and open discussion.
No, not really.
So, Opera, saying haha. Opera browser integrates Elrond blockchain services to bolster Web3 adoption.
Now this is great for the wokes.
Oh, dear.
Web3 crypto browser Opera announced plans to integrate Elrond blockchain services to over 300 million users. The integration would help Opera users directly access a host of decentralized applications and other popular services through the integrated Opera wallet. Danny Yao, senior product manager at Opera, said that the company is actively pursuing a multi-chain policy, having integrated Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, and BNB chain earlier.
Just let me pause you there. So, Opera, which is a web browser like Firefox and Internet Explorer and Chrome, has already got a built-in wallet that has Polygon,
Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB.
already built in.
Right.
Yeah, I think I use Opera GX. I think it might have the same wallet.
Yeah.
I know the Brave browser
Has
has
similar things.
a bit in the wallet as well.
Yeah. So one of the paths to adoption is having
Integration.
a web browser that has a wallet in it,
Okay.
rather than having to download MetaMask or download Phantom or whatever it might be. It's built in, and it's multi-chain now. So the reason this is good for people to listen to is the fact that it's not necessarily about Elrond. It's about the fact that you can have one browser with all your coins in. Sorry, I just wanted to interject that bit.
Clever, that.
It's very clever.
Our aim is to be an understandable and secure entry point to Web3 for anyone interested in crypto. Yeah, the normal person adoption. Yeah, like we said with integration. This also means we have provided a wallet selector feature that lets our users choose which wallet they want to use to interact with a particular dApp. Elrond blockchain is one of the first European carbon-negative blockchains, ensuring Opera users will have access to eco-friendly solutions.
Carbon neutral.
We love that.
Well,
We need to say that we do.
We love
love
our
that.
carbon neutral people.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. So this is great, but the last thing you said there is the final step that is missing. Users have to pick the chain they want to use to interact with the dApps.
Yep.
That bit needs to go. So
It needs to be automatic, you mean?
correct. So you're on your Opera
Yeah.
and you come across an app, a website that's
Yeah.
got an app on it that uses Ethereum.
And Opera should automatically pick that up.
Opera should say to you, we are now going to connect using the Ethereum.
Yeah.
And you click it and it just works.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have...
No, I think it should be a toggle in the settings for advanced features.
No, because advanced features, you've immediately lost 95% of the
You've
population.
lost me. You've lost me.
No, you automatically
have.
have it on simple. So the person who never goes into the settings will never have to deal with that ever.
The contracts require you to approve. It's a security setting. So you have to approve the blockchain switch. That's the issue. So what happens is, if you didn't do that, so let's say Julian clicks on a link that takes him to a website that wants Ethereum, and it just automatically connects him. That opens his Ethereum wallet on that website. It doesn't take his money out, it just connects him automatically.
Yep.
As far as I'm aware, the protocol is that you have to confirm connecting on Ethereum to the application. So there has to be that one step. I don't think...
Are we talking about automatic connectivity to a website with the particular blockchain which it requires?
Yes.
Is it as simple as these
Well,
days, me
that's-
having to click yes to accept all cookies?
Yes. That's how
I don't
simple it's
mind
going to have to
that.
be. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But there has to be that click.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like seeing different blockchains on the same wallet in
No.
order to be able to send it.
No.
Well, yeah, then I completely understand
Yeah,
that.
it has to be clicked. But that's as simple as it has to be. Or that's as simple as it should be.
Yeah, yeah.
You shouldn't make the person go in and say, please choose
Yeah.
whatever it needs to be. It
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to be... MetaMask kind of does it. It has a warning, or not a warning, it has a notification. So when you connect to Beefy Finance, for example, it will say, I'm sorry, we need to switch from Polygon to Ethereum, for example. Is this okay? And you press OK. And that kind of works, but it's still a bit clunky. And it's just the UI that has to change, just has to change it. But for most people, this is going to roll out on Opera. It's going to really work, and then within no time
Be
at
everywhere.
all, Firefox and Chrome
Yeah.
and everyone else is going to have them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the next thing. The problem that comes with Chrome or Firefox having a wallet is a built-in wallet that's their own. If there's a vulnerability...
Yeah.
Yeah, Chrome's known for that vulnerability.
Exactly. Well, there was a Chrome problem last month, wasn't there? That had 300 million browsers with a vulnerability for about 2 weeks, and you had to update it manually.
That's the problem
Yeah.
with it, because so there's Chrome and there's a thing called Chromium, where basically a lot of the apps on your computer which you might download and install, there are some apps where you can make a website and have it as a Windows application, but it runs on a thing called Chromium, which is basically a build or a type of Chrome. So all these vulnerabilities, which might be in Chrome, could also probably also exist in Chromium. So you've got this adoption of the web browser where all these issues are, and then as a user might use Firefox all the time, but have an app which uses Chromium, and that app will connect to the internet because to show their website, and that could have the vulnerability.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's the problem with Chrome is that the fact that it's so widely used, and it's everywhere, and it has all these vulnerabilities. So if they were to make the wallet,
Yeah.
they really need to find some way of sorting this out, because there's so many vulnerabilities constantly.
Yeah.
But
What about Safari? That'd be great, won't it? It's an Apple product.
yeah, I think
That'd be good, won't
Does
it?
anybody
Solid.
use Safari?
Yeah, me. It's solid, that
So
was.
there's like
anybody-
2 users then.
There's 2 users.
Brilliant. Brilliant product.
Nobody ever finds the vulnerabilities in Safari because
Nobody uses it.
nobody uses it. So-
That's a
Don't
good
bother,
point. That's
aren't
actually a good
they?
point. So many people use Chrome. That's why all the vulnerabilities are
Yeah.
found.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why it's attacked so many.
We need to move on before
That's true.
we get kicked off YouTube for
Yeah,
me
let's
for me abusing Apple products.
Whereas I love Apple products and I'm actually in need for a new iPad.
Yeah.
Looks directly into camera.
Now this is one. This is a bit more fun. This one.
Yeah, this is a lot more fun. It's getting more fun from here. So, Funder Game or
Putin is a thing of the past in this
Thankfully.
in today's
Yeah,
stream.
we all wish on that.
Funder Games launches play-to-earn Bitcoin solitaire mobile game. Well, we said this last stream or something like that. When we were
Does
talking about
anybody
games.
enjoy the game Solitaire?
Sorry.
Is it Solitaire the game?
Yeah.
It's what you
With
play.
Bitcoin.
It's what you play when there's no Coronation Street or EastEnders or Hollyoaks to watch.
It never would be, no.
Yeah. That's what Solitaire's for.
Well, we were saying
Anyway.
this last stream. That the easiest games to make on the blockchain would be card games
Yeah.
because they're easy to make.
Yeah.
So, is there many mobile like blockchain games or Web3 games? I don't really think there's that many. It's kind of hard to integrate in terms of wallets and things, but
I don't
it's,
think so.
I think card games are the first step to further developed Web3 games.
My problem that I have with all of these games that give you free crypto is you normally have to play, for example, Solitaire, you'd have to play it 5,000 times to get enough Bitcoin
Dust.
dust.
You get a bit of dust.
You get some Satoshis,
Yeah.
as they're called. You get some dust, and you have enough in transaction fees
To get it out.
to be able to send it out.
Yeah.
So that's my issue with all of these games, because it's all great and good giving people Bitcoin, but if the game is free to play and they're giving you free Bitcoin, then where's the revenue stream?
Yeah.
Is it advertising on the
Gotta
game?
be.
I've just read a severe issue with this. In the next line, the new game, the Club Bitcoin Solitaire, aims to increase Bitcoin adoption by specifically targeting female audiences and emerging markets. I've got an issue with this, right? What's the age range of Solitaire?
Old.
Older people.
50 plus.
Yeah.
Remember Candy Crush?
Yes.
Remember the in-game transactions?
No. I'm tight. I don't pay for games.
Exactly. A lot of people on Facebook.
Get the free version.
There's a free version, but there's
Is
so
there?
many.
The light versions, aren't they called?
Oh, there's light versions, yeah. But like in the main,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it, I'm talking about the main game. You could buy like these power-ups and stuff. The amount of,
Revenue?
yes, from Facebook.
There's a word we don't want to hear coming out of his mouth, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm really trying not to say it, but they've said it in there.
Scam?
No. Okay, so the audience. Okay, well it doesn't matter. So
We
basically,
can't
Candy Crush
do a live bleep though, can we?
No, we can't.
So we
I'm
can't.
really trying to say gender specific word, but a lot of people on the Facebook playing this game, spending all this money. All the people on Facebook, all the people playing Solitaire game, gonna spend money. So I reckon there's gonna be something with this targeting these certain demographic.
So you think it's going to be, although it's free to play, you think there's going to be a pay to?
I reckon there's gonna be okay. Put your
pay-to-play
crypto
model.
in, and you can get another life. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the same thing as. Obviously, we're going to read on from this because we haven't actually read it yet. But
We don't need to read on. We've made our own conclusions
Yeah,
already.
we've written it off.
We've written it off.
Click off,
Go on.
Let's
yeah.
not even bother.
Next.
So this is going to be short-lived.
I think it's gonna be like Candy Crush. It's gonna
Okay.
target this vulnerable audience of older people who might not know crypto that well or might be susceptible to purchasing things, a bit like how Candy Crush was.
All right.
Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking.
Okay.
There's still more, but I want to finish this article.
I'm
Is there
quite
any point
I've
now?
already moved on. We're
I've
on
moved on.
we're on to
Yeah,
the next one.
No,
This is
no, we're not.
Halloween NFTs. Next.
No,
Halloween
I'm writing.
NFTs.
I'm going to finish this. Put it back. I want to see what it says because there's some statistics here. I want to see what it is.
I've moved up one. I've gone back.
Okay. Bitcoin gaming company Funder Games has released a play-to-earn mobile version of Solitaire called Club Bitcoin Solitaire.
You read that bit already?
I didn't finish.
Okay, go on.
The game will also allow players to earn Bitcoin while playing one of the most popular and most recognizable card games of all time.
It went into the Hall of Fame in 2019.
Well,
Solitaire, yeah.
This particular game will target women and emerging markets. 63% of all women play mobile games, and roughly 60% of Funder's users hail from emerging markets. The Microsoft version of Solitaire was likely installed on over 1 billion computers. Funder hopes to
1
capitalize on
billion
that popularity.
computers and 3 Apple computers.
Games like Solitaire offer a safe, familiar and fun environment for users to learn about Bitcoin and earn their first sats. Satoshis.
Satoshis.
That was it, basically. Yeah. So it's targeting women playing mobile games. If women are playing all these mobile games, they're probably going to be more used to in-app purchases, and then they're going to have some sort of life system or upgrade system in this game. They can put your Bitcoin in, you buy it.
Don't
Boom.
like it at all.
No.
I don't like the sound of this, to be honest.
No.
It's going to be a money sink.
Prefer the Carpenters version of Solitaire.
I've never heard
That's
it.
a great tune.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like the Carpenters.
Bit-
Not a fashionable thing to say, I know that, but I do.
No. Maudlin.
But I like that.
Maudlin.
Yeah, I like that sort of thing, you say.
The kind of thing you listen to on a Friday night when you're not going out and you just finished listening to Morrissey or the Smiths.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Always on your own, in the dark.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
And it's raining.
Yeah.
And your cup of tea's gone cold.
Yeah.
And you've dropped your digestive in the tea, so you know when you get to the bottom it's just slush.
Yeah.
That's the
Certain
kind of time.
music that is only any good in the dark.
Yeah.
Radiohead.
Yeah.
It should come with a thing on the cover.
Well, Radiohead, that's great to listen to on mute.
No,
I
it's
find.
not. Oh,
Absolutely.
it's great. Try it in the dark. It all makes sense.
Did they sing Karmic Police?
Karma.
Karma Police.
Yeah.
I thought it was an anti-riot song.
No.
Next topic is Halloween NFTs.
It still didn't work.
And this one, this one,
This is great, this.
Mrs. Fitz,
Yes.
my better half, and myself love
You're all over the Halloweens, aren't you?
not just Halloween, but this specific event.
Oh,
It's
right.
Horror Night at Universal Studios,
right.
and we're all over this.
I've read the title. This sounds amazing.
This is the best. I'm gonna put this on the line now. This is the best article of the stream.
Wow.
I've said
It's
it.
got something to beat with the Putin thing.
I've said
have
it.
you?
I've said
That's
it.
exhilarating, that article. Anyways, before I read all of it, but it's basically where a crypto. But anyways, I'm not going to go into that. So, MoonPay and Universal Studios to drop NFTs on Halloween. Each park will have 7 QR codes hidden throughout it that, when scanned, will mint an NFT. Crypto financial technology firm MoonPay has big plans to make NFTs an experience for theme park visitors in Orlando and Hollywood Universal. Its upcoming collaboration will see the launch of the most giant NFT scavenger hunt at Universal Studios Park for its long-running Halloween Horror Nights program.
Brilliant.
Visitors to the park will not even need to know how to set up a crypto wallet to participate in the NFT scavenger hunt. Those who find and scan all 7 will receive a special NFT that will unlock additional benefits. These NFTs will be used as proof of attendance protocols or digital tokens that prove someone attended an event, such as the Halloween Horror Nights scavenger hunt.
Do you remember when we spoke about this last week?
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Rolling Stones, weren't we?
Yeah.
And you got an NFT to prove
Coldplay we were talking about.
Coldplay
Yeah.
to prove that you were at that event.
Yeah.
What's it called? Proof of
Attendance.
But isn't there another? It's called Pope, isn't it?
Proof of personal.
It's in the article when I let.
Yeah, I mean, I have to read on.
Go on. You read on. I'll be quiet.
This is probably the largest ever POAP, proof of attendance protocol. Oh, proof of attendance protocol NFT drop. So POAP. In history, MoonPay CEO Ivan Soto Wright said, in June, MoonPay announced the launch of Hypermint, which allows businesses to mint up to 100 million NFTs at once. Wow.
How many NFTs is too many NFTs? We've been saying this for weeks.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like that.
Pope.
That whole concept.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. The kids love nothing more than trying to walk around an entire park, just
Yeah.
clicking stuff,
Yeah.
collecting.
It's true.
Is that the end of the article?
That's the end of it, yeah.
Oh,
Spent
brilliant.
4 hours somewhere just outside Stoke trying to get pictures of fairies when Rebecca was 6. Couldn't leave until we'd found the one that we couldn't find.
So you were pottering about in Stoke.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to spend your time.
I think that's really good.
I do. What I like about it is it's tied to a specific event. And Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, it's the one time of the year. I think it's on for a long time. I think it starts on like the first week of September.
Yeah.
And it runs all the way obviously through to the end of October. So it's on for a good 7 or 8 weeks. The entire park becomes horror. You know, the food, you can get jellied hearts and all this kind of stuff. Brilliant idea. My question is, when you get these NFTs, do you get them on a special app?
I don't know, because that's part I was going to ask about. If you don't have to be NFT savvy,
yeah, exactly.
how does it work?
What I think it is I think you scan these, because if you don't need a scan of anything,
Maybe it downloads to the park app.
maybe there's a certain scanning app on the Universal app, or it's just your normal camera app. And when you scan all 7, it takes you to a website, or if it's the Universal app, it'll have its own setup. I think it's going to try, because it said that you don't need a wallet to participate.
Yeah.
So unless it's held on the Universal app,
And what are the benefits for finding them, do you think?
proof of attendance, I don't think there's anything.
Well, I would imagine if that many people can win, you get minted a special NFT if you collect all 7.
Yeah.
So that'll be your prize, I suppose. And then I don't know, I imagine you'll get some kind of, special star next to your name to say that you attended it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Might be something off if it's pulling you back following year.
well, this is what I was just about to say. You've got your magazine, your Matchday magazine collectors, people who collect FA Cup finals or League Cup finals, whatever.
Yeah. It's like the pins.
The pins,
It's like
exactly.
pins, don't they, in Universal and Disney?
Well,
This will be like a virtual pin.
you
I
have,
attended.
you have quite a large number of people who specifically go to every Halloween Horror Nights or everywhere. So if you go to this one this year and the next one the following year, you're not going to miss the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th year.
No, you wouldn't want to.
And then 5 or 6 years down the line, you're going to probably get some kind of certificate that you've been to 5 or whatever else. Then when you've been 10 times, there's probably going to be some kind of presentation. They do it with, what they're called? When you've been on your 100th cruise with one of the main cruise companies in America, when you go on your 100th cruise, they throw a huge party and you get to sit next to the captain. It's a massive event, but you've spent a fortune to go on 100 cruises.
Yeah, you have.
So if you've gone to, say, 5 or 10 of these events, they know how much money you've spent. Everything's now tracked on the mobile phone.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get some kind of award when you go on your 50th, 10th time.
Yeah.
But like you said about going back to the treasure hunt, most people are going to go on every ride anyway.
Yeah.
But this just gives them something else to maybe bring them back on the 2nd or the 3rd day.
Yeah.
To say, right, I'm going to do the rides on one day, I'm going to do the treasure hunt on another day. They don't go for, you don't normally see people go for a day to these things. They go
The
for
treasure hunt is going to force footfall around that entire park as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
true.
Then
Good
you've got all the community side of things where people form scavenger groups, scavenger parties on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. So it's a brilliant idea, but what would be great is if they attached actors at each location.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Like, have you seen the Star Wars
Yeah.
hotel?
Yeah.
You stay in a room and it gives you a specific mission to that room.
Yeah.
And then you go and interact with the different boards around it, and then there's characters that you have to go and speak to. All of that kind of, it feels very personal and very personalised, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think this is a great idea, and one day we will go and do it.
Yeah. Well, I think this is good as well, because I would hope that if it's MoonPay and these and Universal partnering up, I'd hope it has some integration with MoonPay. And why I think MoonPay is a great, company in order to partner with for all these people who don't know nothing about crypto, is that MoonPay allows you to enter crypto really easily, because it allows you to give normal money you have on your credit card and buy crypto with it. And the minting thing is really cool as well. But I feel like, if they make the link between, normal people who are then able to go, okay, well, actually, I can buy a bit of crypto, and then they have their own wallet. I mean, I don't know wallet-wise, it might be a bit confusing, but it's really easy to buy crypto on MoonPay. So I feel like, this is a really good first step into crypto for new people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think
It's a good idea for MoonPay, because they've got the payment side and the NFT side, and not many companies do both.
Yeah.
So you've got Engine, who will do NFTs, but then on the payment side, there's only a few kind of traditional payment companies, aren't there? Whereas
Mm.
MoonPay's come in as kind of like a PayPal type company,
Yeah.
very easy to use
Yeah.
and very easy
Great.
to adopt.
They're
Yeah.
great. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Hmm.
And now we have Helium floats away.
Okay. Well,
I've missed my calling in life.
Thankfully.
I should have been working at the Sun. My headlines are just killers. Literally
Anyway,
killers.
broken.
Audience killers,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Take it away. This is a little bit more technical, this article.
okay. Well, T-Mobile allows for the Helium mobile crypto carrier to ride on its 5G network. That's a humongous pop-up. Right. Nova Labs GM of wireless. Nova Labs GM of wireless, Boris Rensky, said you can call the new Helium mobile network a mobile virtual network operator (MVNO), but Nova Labs prefers the much more exciting description, crypto carrier. FreedomFi has been working on technology to offload cellular traffic onto CBRS spectrum. It gets individuals to deploy cellular gateways on their personal property, and then these individuals earn cryptocurrency in exchange for their efforts. Helium is most known for its creation of a global distributed Internet of Things network, which also uses cryptocurrency as an enticement for people to deploy IoT gateways.
Can we just pause there for a little interjection?
Mm.
Internet of Things, Julian.
Yes.
Really cool.
Do you know what that is?
The Internet of Things.
Yes.
No, I don't know what that is.
I find the Internet of Things really cool. So basically, you have devices. So you have computers, TVs, whatever.
Fridges,
But
Yeah.
it's
coffee machines.
internet and technology integrated into things where it wouldn't be. So like toasters,
Washing machines.
washing machines,
Exactly.
coffee machine. You can go on an app on your coffee machine and
Yeah.
it'll do it. It's technology integrated into things which wouldn't inherently contain internet.
Right.
I find it's a really cool thing.
There was a massive change about how many years ago did we change the IP? Was it IP4 to IP5
IP6, wasn't it?
or IP6?
IPv6.
Right. We changed it because we were running out. To make the Internet of Things work, we needed nearly an infinite number of unique addresses.
Yeah.
And the previous IP, Internet Protocol, was limited to billions.
Yeah.
We had to change the entire infrastructure to allow the Internet of Things to exist. This was before cryptocurrency was even in mainstream. It basically means connecting everything to the internet,
To the Wi-Fi's.
to the Wi-Fi's.
Sure.
Yeah.
Really cool thing.
So if I want to put my oven on before I leave work,
Yeah.
You could do
that's
that.
the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they did was they thought, well, we're not going to be able to explain Internet of Things to people, so we're just going to say smart home,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
It's like lights as well, like colour of
Yes.
lights.
Yeah.
Get your app on your phone.
Yeah.
That's an Internet of Things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Burnley Tony, he's all over this,
He is.
which is surprising.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on about doing light bulbs. In fact,
Yeah.
he says you can turn out everything because you can buy adapters,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
push everything through an adapter.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how it works for light switches, but I know. I mean, it
It's
makes
the bulb.
sense. Oh, it's just a bulb.
It's the bulb. You
Yeah.
buy the
Oh.
bulbs.
And you connect it to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Very smart. It's really cool.
Sorry. Anyway, so
We'll
Internet of
finish
Things.
off and then explain.
So Helium is a blockchain
Yeah.
looking at the Internet of Things,
Great.
Yeah.
which is smart technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, so what I'm getting at, what I'm reading now, I think I'm making sense is, so it makes people have gateways, I assume, to bolster the connectivity of their network on their property, and in exchange for running these gateways for
Nodes.
this network, you get cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, I like that.
Well,
Yeah.
a few years ago they created mesh technology, and mesh is a word where you can have 2 or 3 Wi-Fi routers in an office, for example, and they all use the same name. So so you might just call it office Wi-Fi, but you'd have 4 or 5 boxes.
Yeah.
Before that happened, you might have meeting room, front office,
Yeah.
back office.
Yeah.
So they created a mesh technology that kind of merged everything together, and as you walk around the office,
You keep connected.
You connect to
exactly
different
the
ones, yeah.
same way your mobile phone, you walk through your town and you basically
Yeah.
you triangulate off this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what this is it creates a mesh of decentralized nodes that creates a kind of blanket
Yeah.
of
So individual households, Wi-Fi's are going to be all connected under the banner of T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, it's not. It's a separate. It's a
But for
separate.
simpletons like me to understand, that's the concept.
It's a box very similar to your Wi-Fi
And I
box,
put it in my loft.
and you can put it in your loft
Forget
if you've got a
about
loft. Yeah.
Does it cause me diseases?
Mm,
We've not done enough research yet, have we?
No, because it uses a different band.
Right. I just leave it up there.
Yeah.
Anybody can then toggle onto it,
Yeah.
and I get paid in cryptocurrency for allowing that loft space.
You'll get paid in Helium
Yeah.
to provide that service.
So if I'm savvy, I can have Helium coming into my wallet,
Yeah.
use the Helium network for all my phone calls, and end up at zero.
Correct.
Yeah,
So you have a free mobile phone.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
really good idea.
Absolutely.
Continue with the article now. Helium Mobile is actually a service provider. You can purchase a data plan for as low as $5 per month and get nationwide service. Where there are helium cells, you can use helium cells, you can use helium cells, but in places where there are not helium cells, use the T-Mobile network. The first is the supply side aspect, where the company entices individuals to purchase and deploy small cells on their own property in order to earn cryptocurrency. The second aspect of the Helium mobile network is the demand side, where subscribers use the network. The users are not simply paying for a data plan, said Rensky. They're actively participating in making the network better. So why does T-Mobile want to do this? Rensky said a lot of operators are intrigued by the idea of distributed wireless networks where they don't have to put their own capital on the line. Currently, the young Helium mobile network is small and tends to be concentrated in bigger cities. For ubiquitous coverage, we need to be partnered with a macro network like T-Mobile. Subscribers can join with either a physical SIM or eSIM, and they can choose whether they want the network as a secondary data plan or if they want to port their main number to Helium Mobile. 5G infrastructures can be accessible to anyone at a much faster pace by enabling the community to help build and use the Helium network, especially in hard-to-reach places. Brilliant.
That's the key for me.
Yeah.
Because in England at the minute, you've got some of the providers have got a 97% coverage, haven't they? 98%. So if you work out what's 98% of 65 million, you've got 1 million people maybe who live in an area where they don't have mobile phone coverage. And what this does is this, if you had those areas with 20 or 30 of these Helium boxes in place that would then connect you to the T-Mobile network in the UK, for example, then that 97% becomes 100. It's covered. It becomes 100% overnight.
This is great. This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Really good.
Because like in these hard-to-reach places, I mean, like, I think like what you just said, exactly what you said is right. That hard-to-reach places, if you're able to set your own mini network up,
Yeah.
which would then pay you. Does it pay you off of usage of other people, or does it pay you for upkeep or like uptime? I'm not
No
too sure how
idea.
that works. I don't think it said.
Will it also improve the actual quality of signals if you've got more boxes around?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a black spot.
Well, London's notorious for it because of all the high buildings.
Yeah.
So if you've actually not using the satellites anymore, but using somebody in apartment 22, does that improve the quality of the... Yeah, I would have thought so.
Should improve. Yeah, it should do. And average connectivity. If everyone adopts it, if it's like a generally adopted thing, it should improve because of distance to the satellite. But I think if it's mini, it shouldn't be as like grand as the big towers, but still should do a good job.
Yeah.
But if it's closer to you and there's more of them,
Exactly.
it improves average connectivity around the whole area.
Yeah.
And it may, depending on the power of it, should also therefore increase, average download speeds and upload speeds.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I think it's really cool.
Good
And
that.
that if you could have your own upkeep, like maybe you can have multiple if you own like different areas and earn more helium.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
if you can use helium to
Yeah.
buy your own plan, then it's great.
but I'm going to drop a bombshell now.
Oh,
Are you ready for this?
go.
So Helium are moving blockchain. Do you know this? We mentioned it very briefly a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Helium are moving onto the Solana network. There was a vote.
Right.
I think the community voted to move. Why do you think they're moving to the Solana network?
What was it on previously?
It's faster.
Faster. The reason, I think, Solana announced a few months ago that they are launching their own Solana-based mobile phone.
Oh.
Are they going to partner with these mobile phone plans?
So I think that Solana and Helium and T-Mobile network, you have your physical phone, you have your payment plan, you have your crypto, and you have your network, and everything is intertwined. And MoonPay is already on the Solana network, so you have a payment system.
All there.
It's all there. It's all ready.
Everything's in one spot. Now, the timing of this has been quite interesting because Solana announced it X months ago.
Yeah.
Helium announced they were moving networks maybe 6 weeks ago. They've announced this week. I mean, if you put them all together, this has all happened in the space of 6 months.
Yeah.
Now, the Solana... It's not exactly. It cannot be coincidence. Now, Solana is notorious for being a VC-backed blockchain. So it's hated by a lot of the crypto communities for being... It's not decentralized.
Yeah.
It's not... But it's not the other. But they have money behind it.
Yeah.
Which makes it like industry standard type of
Exactly.
quality.
So I see a possibility in a year's time where you'll have a crypto mobile phone running off a crypto 5G network, and you'll be being paid to provide coverage in your area, which then ends up meaning, like you've just said before, that you will have a free mobile phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was any blockchain, any type of blockchain, which I think like companies outside of Web3 would use, it would definitely be a backed, secured, not as decentralized, centralized type of blockchain like Solana, which they have a bit more confidence knowing that it's going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
So I think this is good.
And the other partner that Solana have is Sam Bankman-Fried, who's the CEO of FTX, who is in bed with BlackRock. So it's all a lovely little family.
Lovely little web.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
My
can't.
concern about this was with blockchain and all the business about can you actually see what people are doing? Would using a crypto phone mean that the security services couldn't see what you were doing?
No, the actual telephony side
Yeah.
is probably going to be VoIP, voice over IP. So it's still going to be trackable.
Which I think is a good thing, you see. Many would disagree with me, but I think it's a good thing. I think it should stay as we currently understand the mobile phone network. If that's still the case, great.
Yeah,
If all the advertising for this is going to be done by T-Mobile, is that what it is?
Great. Yeah, T-Mobile. Yeah.
Then that's the way forward because people won't even know.
Nope.
No.
And we don't. Not that we don't want people to know, but like we keep saying, when you go on Facebook,
You don't know how it's working behind the scenes.
no, you don't need to know that Facebook is on a cloud
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
in wherever, and you've had, your
Will this
Wi-Fi.
make it cheaper or better? Yes, it will.
I think
That's all I need to know.
it'll make it more inclusive.
Yeah.
The same way that if you go back to the UNICEF article, they've found 1.1 million schools without the internet, and they've already brought on board 300,000, whatever it's, 700,000.
$700.
No, doesn't
Schools.
matter. Schools.
Oh, schools. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about at this minute in time when when you're talking about adoption, we're still playing catch up on the internet. We're
Yeah.
still playing catch up on, we don't have 100% connectivity on mobile phones in the UK, and it's how long have we had mobile phones in the
Yeah.
UK for? 20
Yep.
years.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a point where crypto, the same way that crypto is driving the change in power, so we have more sustainable power sources. Bitcoin's forcing that down, and I think crypto is helping force
Yeah.
these final few steps for mobile phones and things like that. And I don't think people need to know that they've got...
No, they're only interested in two things.
No.
Have I got better reception than I had? Yes. Is it possible to be cheaper?
Yeah.
It is if I choose to have one of these things in my loft, certainly.
Yeah. Is it sustainable and pay for itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people can realise that this crypto thing can pay for their mobile plan,
They're gonna
like,
love crypto."
Great.
Yeah.
And like, if this is one of the best enticements, if that's a word,
Yeah.
for people to use to get into crypto. Because once they've entered this, because they're going to need like some sort of wallet to put this in, so they're going to have to research it, obviously.
Yeah.
But if they can realise, so if I have this upkeep, I can pay for my own mobile plan by just having a little tower there,
Yeah.
or a little block, or whatever it is. That's great.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going. Hopefully, everyone's going to realise that, and then everyone's going to be using these towers.
Even
Mhm.
if not everybody does, because
Most
large
people
majority will just want better connectivity.
Yeah.
They're going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people who realise this, the more the tower's going to be, which then therefore means the better connectivity, which means the more people should use it.
Yeah.
In a way.
Good story, that one.
It's
It
great.
is. I liked it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we've got a nice short one
End. Yeah.
to end. Before we've got some Q&A. We've had some questions
Yeah.
from viewers
Right.
Yeah.
to end with.
Subscribers.
Subscribers. Well, we're not too sure if they're subscribers
No,
yet.
we're not.
They're just
Well, they
people.
should click and subscribe.
They should. They've contacted me
Yeah.
on the Twitters.
Right.
So we've got Funko Pops.
Yep. So, Funko teams up with Warner Brothers for DC Comics' NFT release. Pop culture retail brand Funko is taking another step into the crypto space, teaming up with Warner Brothers to offer a physical and digital comic book. The phygital bundle includes a comic book cover from DC's The Brave and the Bold, in both printed form and as a non-fungible token, redeemable online. Funko's aim is to marry the two worlds of physical and digital collecting. Funko has been making strides in releasing NFT components to its flagship Pop action figures for the past year. In August 2021, it kicked off its digital asset extension with its Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection, allowing users to purchase both figurines along with an NFT. We think this is a great opportunity to test out what this could look like with retailers, and if we wanted to expand our NFT business to physical retailers as well as digital. It's cool, but we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
Where if you have a digital and a physical, what's to stop you keeping the physical trained to digital? And it's out of sync then. It's asymmetric.
Yeah. Yeah. One word for this for me. Meh.
Yeah. But I think that about the whole pop things, I just cannot get my head around the idea.
Yeah. Well, I can understand if you're a massive fan of Batman, for example.
Yeah.
You might want the Batman, the Joker, and Robin as your three little Funko
Yeah, but would
Pops.
I not want them to look like Batman, the Joker, and Robin rather than not look like him?
No.
And I'm pretending that they do look like them.
What are those bears called?
Bear bricks.
Yeah, Mrs. Fitz likes bear bricks,
Yeah, same for me. You see, don't get that either.
and it's the same bear, but it has the different. But you can get a Shaquille O'Neal one, can't you? I think you told me about the
Yes.
bear brick Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all meh for me. It
Mm.
doesn't. It's not.
But it's a big industry.
The collectors
Yeah.
industry, Vive, VEVE,
Yeah.
who've partnered with Disney.
Yeah.
I get that
Yeah.
because there's no physical product. It's a digital. Do you know what Vive is? Basically, they take collections of different Disney characters. So you might have a Spider-Man Marvel collection. You might have a Fantasia collection.
Do they have the IP for this?
They have the
Okay.
IP with Disney have partnered
Alright.
with them, and you have different collections, and you can get gold versions and limited edition versions, and Disney are doing it to build up the fan base and the collections before I think they move on to the next stage.
Yeah.
Now we're planning on doing a Disney special
Mm.
because Disney's in so many different areas
Yeah.
with Polygon and Vive, etc. So we're going to do a special on Disney when we get round to it. But this just seems to be a case of, right, we need to ship a load of our comics, so we're going to put the word NFT on there, and then, people are going to go along with it. And it's a case of, like you just said, what do we do if we sell our physical, or we keep the
Yeah.
digital? What happens if we sell the digital to one person and sell the physical to the other?
What
It's
is
just,
it about that with this?
I don't know what it's about.
If
Are
you-
they just using it for hype?
Because you buy the little pop toy made of plastic. It's got no value, has it?
Mm.
So is that not the same with the NFT? People
Yeah.
are not buying them for value, are they?
No. No.
Yeah.
So it's just a meh. It's a meh.
But it might
One.
not be for those in the know.
I think it is. The thing with Funko Pops, they produce millions of them,
Yeah.
don't they? So they're going to produce millions of NFTs.
Yeah.
So there is never going to be value
Except for those people that are buying them, because they're buying the plastic things.
to collect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to collect the NFTs,
Yeah.
which are going to be worth
As much as the plastic things.
Yeah.
exactly. Nah, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. Now we have some
Questions.
from our fans,
Yeah.
from the crypto warehousians.
Yeah.
Have we got? Do you want? I think who's got the first one? Julian.
So, the
Brogan's
question
got
for me
Brogan's
is-
got the first
I've got
one.
the first question for me. So the question is.
So help me God.
Yeah, we did this in practice to get the
We did.
microphone set.
well, no.
right. We
Okay.
did.
Well, no. Okay. So when we were doing it,
Before he says anything, this is not financial
I was gonna say
advice.
that, but sure.
Yeah.
It's for entertainment purposes only.
It's
Take
his
us
own
away.
personal opinion.
This is
Exactly.
Brogan's opinion and not the opinion of Crypto Warehouse.
Yes.
So the question is from Dave. I have £20,000 life savings. Should I buy Bitcoin with it at these prices? Well, what I would do if I had £20,000 is take a fraction of this.
It's not what he said before.
No. Okay, they're
I think
twisting
his
my words.
exact words was
Yes.
YOLO all in.
I did not say that. Okay, what I said was, I said yes as a binary answer because I didn't think I have to elaborate.
Yes.
So going into more detail, I would have fractionalized it.
Okay, so what percentage of the 20,000 would you put in if you had to put a ballpark figure?
30%, maybe.
30%. Okay,
Wow.
that's fair enough.
I mean, it's quite low right now. It's going to go up. It's going to go up eventually. If you
Yeah.
time in the market, it beats timing the market.
Well remembered. Yeah, I would say to anybody listening that has £20,000 life savings that I would put a tiny fraction into crypto and I would put the rest of it
in an ISA.
into an ISA or somewhere a lot safer,
Yeah.
because all markets are so low right now that if you put your money into stocks and shares, for example, the chances of stocks and shares going up 100% in the next 10 years is massive. It's really high because the price is so low
Yeah.
and Bitcoin's too high risk. How much would you put in?
Completely agree. I've got
Yeah.
nothing further to add.
Okay. All right, what's
Fine.
Julian's? Who's Julian next on me?
Yep. Is how high will Bitcoin go in the next bull run?
I think it's 98,000.
Again, that's not what was
financial
that's not what was said in rehearsal. In rehearsal, he said it'll go to the same price it got to before, which was
Yeah.
69,000, and I said it'll go to 98,000
He did.
because the psychological barrier for people is a six-figure sum.
Yeah.
Okay, now Julian said 98.
Yeah.
What would you say before I give my answer?
£98,000.
Dollars or pounds?
Dollars.
Okay.
No, pounds.
So you're going to go for about $110,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Bold.
Well, I'll have to go for $125,000
So, 98 earlier.
because he's taken the obvious answer, Mr. Obvious in the corner.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next question?
This is for you. Is when will Bitcoin be overtaken by Ethereum?
So the flippening, it's called.
It has to have a name, doesn't it? Why does it have to have a name?
Everything has a
the
name.
Merge,
Why?
the flippening.
Yeah.
The same way
Why?
that people have to diagnose themselves with conditions. Like I've got OPCDHQ.
Yeah, but it didn't have as a kid, did you?
No, you were just a bit
Stop
odd.
it.
He's odd, him. Seeing
Just
Julian in the
stop
corner,
it.
he's odd. You
Take a
don't
backward step.
don't give Julian matches. Whatever you do, he's odd. He'll do things with
They're in
them.
front of it, like the autism.
Yeah. Well, whoa.
Whoa, steady on.
I'm trying to apply it to real life.
So basically, the flippening, getting back on topic, is when the total market cap, which is the total value of Ethereum, overtakes the total value of Bitcoin. Not price, because Bitcoin will always be more expensive because there's only ever going to be 21 million. Ethereum, there's 120 or 110 million of Ethereum, so it's not going to happen. It will only happen if we don't get adoption from financial institutions, which is never going to happen because they're already buying it.
Yeah.
So I do not think Bitcoin will ever be flipped by Ethereum.
Me either. Who was that question from, by the way? It's a good
Jessica.
question.
Jessica,
Good question.
thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, really good one, Jessica.
What do you think, Brogan? Will we have a flippening?
Yes.
Brilliant answer.
Great answer.
Well, that's about all we've got time for.
Yeah, that's all we have.
Thanks
It was
for
a good one
watching.
today.
It was brilliant today. I've enjoyed it.
Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Good
Enjoyed
topics
it.
today.
We've dodged Brogan's usual outbursts.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Idiot America.
He nearly threw one in at the end,
He did.
but we cut him off.
New microphones have been great.
They have.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
great.
Small in size but big in stature.
You very much so.
So please subscribe,
Like.
Comment on the video as well, please.
please.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you for watching.
you